Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to do a haircut. Actually it's going to be more of a trim, and I'm really curious here, what kind of hair cutter are you? Are you listening to what the client wants, or you're cutting as much as you feel that the hair needs, or you're just hungry cutting hair and you cut too much, or you prefer to cut twice just to make the person happy without cutting too much? So please let me know in the comments what kind of hair cutter you are. Also let me know what else you would like to see in this channel, just to give me a few ideas of what videos should I make now that we can be back in the salon soon. So for my model here, I'm going to do a quick trim, and the reason why I'm working on dry hair for her is because her hair is pretty fine, so it tangles pretty much on wet, and I really don't want to pull her hair. And also because I'm cutting just a little bit, you know, when you cut on wet then you have to cut on dry, so you kind of end up cutting too much. I always finish the haircut on dry, so if I don't want to cut on wet, that's not a problem. I can do it on dry, but I never cut just on wet and dry it and let it go. I'll always finish the haircut on dry. So as you can see here, I'm taking just like 1.5 inches off, and she's looking for more of a U or a V, rounded V shape in the back. So I cut my guide in the middle, and then I took another 2 sections and I over directed towards the ear to kind of create that longer shape in the middle. But we don't want the V very deep because she doesn't want short layers on top or short layers around her face. So a pretty balanced length all over, just a little bit more rounded V, the bottom shape. As you can see here, I'm keeping the long layers, and I just clean around, over directing to the previous section that I cut, and just as I reach closer to the sides I will over direct towards the ear, and as I reach the top, again I prefer to keep long layers for this kind of hair to maintain the thickness. So I'm just cleaning around whatever I see transparent, just to bring back the health of the hair. As I'm reaching the side, I'm taking vertical sections and I follow the guide from the back, but just here I'll keep it at 90 degrees towards the head, and I'll clean the ends. On the sides, usually I do kind of an intuitive cutting. I cannot say that I'm really following some rules. It depends on the thickness of the hair and the growing pattern and how much layers I want to create or more texture. So when I'm working on the sides, I usually do it step by step. I'll cut a little bit, then I comb it, I look at it, I feel it, then I cut more. Sometimes like I would just feel the need to cut like 2 hairs, and I would cut 2 hairs if I want to achieve a certain look. So I always observe what I'm doing, and I'll do it step by step just to not have a surprise on how the hair is laying, and not to create any like deep steps or other imperfections. So I'll do it step by step, cut a little bit, and then cut more, observe it, instead of just chopping, like push all the hair towards the front and chop chop chop. That's not the kind of haircut I'm usually going for when clients just end up with very short layers around the front and a very long V in the back. So this is not the case. We just want soft layers around the front, but to maintain the thickness of the hair in the back and pretty balanced length all over the head. As I worked on the layers on both sides here to create the face frame, I'm following the guide from the first side that I worked on. So I work around the parting, the natural parting of the hair. I'll just lift it at almost 90 degrees, not 90 degrees, and I'll just slowly create the layers, cutting hair by hair, hair by hair. It's not a sliding technique. I'm moving my fingers a little bit, but I'm basically cutting like 1-2 hairs and then move higher and higher. So that's how I like to create face framing in a haircut, or sometimes even the long bangs, more like a curtain bangs. So I'll use the same technique for this. following, of course, the hairline and observing the thickness of the hair around the face. Once I'll be done with cutting the front, I will check how the face framing looks and trim a little bit if necessary to connect it with the length, and also the other side. I just want to make sure everything is even and it looks balanced. Of course, hair thickness differs from side to side, and also because it's a side part, it looks a little bit different from side to side, but I want to make sure it's visible to me and not visible to everybody else as an imbalance. So I'm texturizing a little bit more on this side just to bring the same kind of texture as the other side. The haircut is done. I want to talk a little bit about her color. So before cutting her hair, of course, I did her color. Actually, we filmed for my online course, Get in Touch with Airtouch. So this blend is the result that you will get using the Airtouch technique. As you can see, everything is very seamless, even on straight. She has a clear beigey blonde and it's even all over, but you don't see any stripes. Everything is very, very blended. So if you would like to learn more about this technique, I have it linked in the description down below. So if you click the link, it will get you to my online course. It's called Get in Touch with Airtouch, and the course is formed of 4 chapters. So the first one is on a mannequin head, and I'm explaining everything about the basics of this technique and applications and sectioning, how I use lighteners, how I process, what are my preferences and the results I get. And then you will have 3 other chapters with full applications on models with different hair types and different requests. One of them is a color correction, so you will learn how to use this technique to be more creative, and it will really help you in color corrections, because the blend that you get with using this technique, you cannot really get it with another technique. And the fact that it's so clean working with it, that you don't need to tease or cause any pain to the client, I really like it more. We were going for an effortless look, and to achieve that I used the flat iron to straighten the ends a little bit and then wave it towards the back, but very loosely. And now I'm using the Oribe dry shampoo to give it more texture, and make it look even more effortless. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other educational videos here on YouTube. For sure I will make more, so I will see you on my next one. Bye!